guys, today I'm gonna be doing smoke in Houdini. First of all, let's save our file. I've already saved the file, but if you're creating a new file, you can save it wherever you want. Cancel. Now, in the object level, let's create a geometry, which is nothing but a container, and rename it to smoke. And to go inside the geometry container, you can press Enter or I. And to jump up, you can press U. Now, we are going to make a sphere, and we are going to choose the primitive type as polygon. So what is the difference? First, what is a polygon? Polygons are closed primitives that do not have a curved edge. As you can see here, they're all having straight lines. Second of all, there are 2 or 3 dimensional, given here. Then polygons are made up of primitives, like a line is a primitive and a polygon is made up of a line. And there are 2 types of polygons, irregular and regular. Regular are when the lines have the same length, and irregular don't have the same length. So and the difference between a polygon mesh and a polygon is that in a polygon you cannot change the row and column, while in a polygon mesh you have the ability to change the rows and columns. And if you choose polygon, there's only frequency, which means the number of primitives you're adding. Let's change the frequency to 20. Now we're gonna add a VDB first of all, what is our end result? So this is our end result, the smoke coming up. And to make this smoke, we're going to make this volume, and that volume can be made by points, and those points can be emitted from the sphere. Now, to make points, first we're gonna add a VDB from polygon. A VDB from polygon just converts mesh to points, to fog. We can choose fog VDB here, and now you got your fog. There's also another node called VDB from particles, which is the same thing, but it only requires particles. Now, if we add a scatter, put it here, this should not work because this only converts mesh to VDB. But if we choose VDB from particles, it should work, yeah. And I'll change this to fog. But if we change this and connect it to the sphere, it still works. Why? It's because in VDB from polygons, it takes this mesh, the small mesh. While in VDB from particles, instead of taking this mesh, it takes the points which are here. Yeah, and that's it, and we can delete these. Now we got our fog. Let's also change the voxel size. And here, it should be pixel, but for smoke, it's something else. A pixel is a short for picture element and is the smallest unit of a digital image or display. A pixel is just 2D, it's just for computers. But for volume, there's something called voxels. It's just a 3D box or container which stores the information of volume. Now, to convert this fog to points, we're going to add a pyro source. A pyro source, now you can only see there's 1 point. It's because the mode is keep input. So there are 3 modes in pyro source: surface scatter, keep input, and why is there only 1 point? Because if you middle mouse the VDB from polygon, you can see that there's only 1 point, 1 primitive, 1 vertex, and 1 VDB. And there's also one more, which is volume scatter. And volume scatter, it just emits points inside the sphere, then why are we even adding the VDB from polygons? Well, it's because when you choose, our result is to get points inside the sphere, but here it's already inside. But I don't like this because the points are uniformly distributed, as you can see. But if you add a VDB from polygon, then choose the mode as surface scatter. It should do it on the surface, but it doesn't inside because of the VDB from polygon. If it's unchecked, it'll only do it on the surface. Why does it do it inside? Because when you choose fog, this fog is actually inside the sphere. And the pyro source thinks, oh, there's a surface there, so let's create there. And it creates there. And particle separation, let's change it to 0.03 again. Then you may be thinking, why are we adding a pyro source? Why can't we just add a scatter? A scatter will work, as you can see, but one advantage since I'm doing smoke, we are going to add two new attributes, and they are density and temperature. You can type them out if you want, but yeah. So now density and temperature are main things of smoke and fire. Here I'm only gonna do smoke, and that only consists of density, but I'm adding temperature to show you later. Now the default value in scale, if you go to the geometry spreadsheet, you can see there's two new attributes, density and temperature. Now if you change the default value in density, let's say 4.2, it will be 4.2. And scale is just like a multiplier. If you put 2, it should be 8.4, yeah. And yeah, let's just change it to 1, same here. Now we got our points. Now we're gonna make volume out of these points. To do that, we're gonna add volume rasterize attribute. You can just type VRA. And what this does, as you can see in the picture, it converts points to VDB, a volume, sorry. And if you view it, nothing will happen because you need to choose the attributes which you want to convert, which is density and temperature. Now you got your smoke, and here also I want to change it to 0.03, but here I want to copy this parameter and paste it here. And what that does is, whenever I change it here to like 0.32, it'll change it here too. And let's change that again. Oops. 3. Now we got our smoke. Now what we need to do is, we need to simulate this volume so that it goes up. And to do that, we add a dot network which just adds physics. So now we just add a dot network. And a dot network stands for dynamic operator network. And we can go inside by pressing enter or double click or I. Now, for a simulation or dynamics operator, there are 3 main nodes you have to add: a solver, an object, and a source. And there are many types of solver and sources and objects. And here you can see there are plenty, like blend, bullet, clothe, crowd, etc. For smoke, we're gonna be using pyro solver, and not sparse, just pyro solver. And then for an object, we're gonna use smoke object. And for the sourcing, we're gonna use volume source. So why are we adding this node? Volume source, it's gonna source the volume from outside, which is this one. Smoke object is just an empty object, this object, which holds the information of the source. So once you source this, that information is gonna be stored in the slots. And a solver just for solving it. Now first let's input the source. In the saw path, you can either type it or choose clicking on this option and choosing volume rasterize attribute. Now you can't see anything because only if you go in the next it won't work because you need to choose the density and temperature. Those are field density, and make sure you also put it in the target field, and then temperature. Oh, okay. Temperature. And now it's gonna work, but frame number 1, it won't work because in the smoke object, like it will work now, because in the smoke object, in the creation, it's solve on creation frame is unchecked. So that means it won't solve on the first frame. But if you check that, it will solve on the first frame, and this is unchecked for a very good reason. Now you can see the box is too small for the volume to fit in, so let's change the size, 15, and 15, and let's change the center to 7.5, and now if you see, it will be good, and if you play, the smoke will rise up. Now it's just so uniform, like there's no turbulence or any movement or wiggly jiggly things. Now to do that, we're gonna first go in the pyro source, and in pyro source there are many options, and there we're gonna choose the shape. There are many things like dissipation, disturbance, shredding, sharpening, etc. And we will be using dissipation, disturbance, turbulence, and sharpening. First, what is dissipation? Dissipation is basically the lifetime of the smoke, but it's in reverse. So if you increase the dissipation, it's gonna have a less lifetime. If you decrease it, it's gonna have a more lifetime. And you can check that, like if you give 10 and play it, it's gonna dissipate very quick. Yeah, doesn't even rise up till there. Then disturbance is kind of just disturbing the full movement. Like if you change it to 5, let's say, and if you play it, it's just disturbing the smoke. That's disturbance. Then sharpening is how sharp it is. Now it's not that sharp, I guess, but if you change this to 10, let's say, and now, okay, it's gonna cook for a while. Yeah, it's very sharp. Sharpening is just not that much useful, but yeah. Turbulence is, it's just swirl. It's kind of swirl. Like if you put 10 right now, okay, that's gonna be a lot. It's just swirling everywhere. And that's all. And there are more detailed, like dissipation, more of these, and I'm not gonna go in that. I'm just gonna change this to pivot to default. And yeah, now let's change the dissipation to 0.5. Well, this is actually your choice. You can give your own values. Let's just do it randomly. Like dissipation 1, 2.5 actually. Sharpening is actually good. Oh wait, 1. Disturbance, oh it's fun. 1, okay. Let's see the result. Oh, okay, the dissipation is too much. Change it to 0.1, or actually 1.5, much better. Turbulence, I would actually prefer more, and disturbance is too high. Let's change it to 1. Okay, this is even too high. 1. This should be good, I think. Yep, it's good. Actually, let's not change the dissipation. It's perfectly fine without it. Now, now you got your smoke, and that's it. And there's so much now to import this outside. Now you just can't view it here. If you play it, nothing will happen. To import it outside in the geometry network, we're gonna add something called dop import field. Now, if you see, there are 2 nodes, dop import field and just dop import. Why aren't we using a dop import other than a dop import field? Already, this takes, both of them imports, exports the dop network, whatever is inside, but a dop import just imports it, while a dop import field is used for importing and to import the field. And fields is the density and temperature. That's why we're using a dop import field. Now you can't connect it, you just have to type it in. Dop network, we're gonna choose the dop net. For default object, we're gonna choose smoke object. And field to import, let's add 2, density and temperature. Now, oh, I'm not viewing it, sorry. Yeah, now it comes. Now, smoke is usually not white, so let's add a color. And instead of a normal color node, we're going to add attribute adjust color. Attribute adjust color. This is just a more advanced color setup. And for to change whatever you want to do, you can change anything in here, give any color. But I'm gonna give it a gray, so let's change constant to color attribute. And the brightness I'm gonna gain, let's change it a bit to 2. And brightness, I'm gonna add it to 0.5. That's good. And now if you play, it's gray. Okay, I wanted more. Yeah, that's good. And now the reason I wanted to show you to add temperature is because in the .NET, you can actually view the temperature. Now if you check, this is just a grid. So the smoke, when it hits the grid is like a detector and it gives color to it. And if you play, yeah, it works. Now, that's why I wanted to show you can uncheck this. And also, this smoke is nothing but density. And you can change how dense it wants to be in smoke object, guides, and density. And you can change the smoke density. Okay, let's just change it to 1. And that's it. Now you got your smoke. Thank you for watching.